What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you a shop my stash. I collected a couple of products that I've been using off camera, and then a couple of products that I haven't used in a while, and kind of created this makeup look. For a majority of the time I was on camera, but I did hop off because like some parts were just irrelevant. I did talk about a couple of different things that are going on, such as work, the world, blah de blah, working out, because and I think that's it. That's pretty much all the topics that I covered. If you're interested in seeing how I created this makeup look, then just keep watching. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be doing a shop my stash. Some of these products may be actual products that I've been using pretty consistently behind the camera, but I haven't really consistently showed them in like a long time on camera, so we're gonna just cheat that way. And then my next shop my stash, I truly will shop to find different products that I have not been using. Yeah, so let's just get into it. I will hopefully have some random conversations throughout this video. Who knows? I've already primed both my base and my brows, so now it's just time to get into my foundation. And before my foundation, I'm going to use my Becca Skin Love. This is the foundation I'm working on right now. It's in the shade Espresso. I think this is like an okay foundation. I think prior I really liked it, and I do kind of like it, but it's like weird. So as you can see, when I apply it, at least to my eye, it looks a lot warmer and just not my shade. And that might just be because there was a limited shade range. At least when I purchased this, I don't know if they've extended the shade range. And this is also supposed to be kind of more of a tinted moisturizer type feel of foundation, not a full coverage foundation, which is why I don't take too much. I take about 2 pumps, maybe 2.5, depending on how much my forehead gets, and that's about the right amount. But you see how it like isn't really the right shade. Anyways, it works out. Now we're gonna get into concealer, and this is my Kevyn Aucoin concealer in deep EC07. So this is the first week in June when I'm recording this. Today is Wednesday, and this should be going up Friday if I do things correctly. And Friday is actually my first day back at work. So I live and work in 2 different states, and the state that I work in, they are starting to really open up buildings, especially like government buildings. And so my job has been open pretty much since the 1st. I just have not been assigned a shift. My first shift is on Friday. So I have, of course, mixed reactions, not the same types that most people do. For me, it's just more of, I hope I wake up on time. I have been having the weirdest sleeping schedule, just as I assume most people have. Even with working out and stuff, my work schedule my sleep schedule has just gone off the wall. And so that's my big thing, honestly. Just hoping that I can wake up on time so I can actually work for the money that I get paid. But other than that, I'm actually pretty excited. I mean, it's good to get back to work. I can focus a little bit better when I'm at work. And I have a couple of academic things that I would like to do still, even though I'm done with my program. I would like to do a couple of academic things, and I do better at work because it's like I have to be there, I have to focus, and I just get it done. Whereas when I'm at home, I pretty much stick to being in my room, and that means I'm pretty much curled in my bed, either reading a book or watching a movie. So it would just be easier if I could be at work and work on some of those more academic things that I am anticipating doing. I'm actually going to use a couple of cream products. So I'm going to use my cream bronzer from MAC, which is actually a Studio Tech foundation in NW50. I've been using that with like this brush. I don't know what the type of brush is. I just found the brush and I've been finessing it, but I've wanted to kind of get my use out of these products and I haven't used them in a while. So but yeah, this is my first week going back, and I'm actually, like I said, pretty excited. I'm just excited to do something, especially after I like finished with my degree program. I just feel like now I can actually really focus on work, focus on my career, which is not where I'm working, but focus on getting there and just kind of mentally relax. I've always been a very task-oriented person, and not necessarily having things go according to plan really is not my flavor. And my degree program did not go according to plan, so I'm happy that is behind me. I'm also going to go ahead and use my highlighter drops from Revolution in shade Rose Gold. I do have cream blushes, but honestly I don't think I've gotten the hang of them as much as I feel like I've gotten the hang of the other two cream products I've already put on. So we're just gonna avoid that and we're just going to work with what I know how to use. Or I thought I knew how to use it. What the devil? So yeah, I'm kind of excited about that. It of course is the summer months are coming up and I have a friend's birthday coming up, so we might be celebrating together. She lives in a different state now, but we usually try and get together if possible. So we'll see. I hope that that happens. And I mean, I'm just trying to take it every day at a time. I mean, we have so much going on right now in the US, and depending on the actual area in the US you live in, you might have even more physically in your face. And I'm one of those people who I just try and take every day at a time if I can. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying not to focus on all the bad and just see the good and just try and just live in that moment. It's kind of how I operate. And just kind of the good that I see right now really is the fact that I'm able to get to work, that people are able to get to work. There's so many people who during this epidemic were not able to get paid. So I'm actually really happy that states are opening up again because of that. I'm hoping that the states that are opening up have really taken the time to consider, you know, if it is worth it for their area, because I know a lot of people were scared of like the bounce back, and with all of the protests going on, that bounce back might be real. So I'm just hoping that overall we're just good. I just used my Kat Von D powder. I'm really still trying to work through this, and then I used my Cody Airspun as well. Sorry. I'm just really trying to just get through all of these kind of sad things that the US is going through. Now I'm going to use my Prime Beauty bronzer from it's in shade Bronzeville. This is the bronzer that I'm currently working on hitting pan in. As you guys know, every so often I hit pan, I extend the pan, and then I switch my bronzer. And so right now I'm on this one. I think I currently have pan in maybe 2 or 3 bronzers, something like that. But what else? I've been reading a lot of books. So this month I'm trying to increase my queer reading, because that's just not a demographic that not that I don't naturally read books in that demographic, but I don't know, I guess I just don't naturally read them. I don't know. It's no hate or anything. I just don't naturally reach towards books within that demographic. So I've already finished one. I should be able to finish another one today. And then I think I have like 2 or 3 more in my possession somehow, and I'm excited to read those. I also have a couple other like reading goals and stuff. I love my fantasy books. I have a couple more fantasies, not a couple, I have quite a few fantasies that I haven't even opened up yet, and I'm excited to read. But also, like I said, the fact that the libraries are opening up now will open up my ability to actually what, sis? To actually, you know, be able to check out more books. And there are a lot of series that I'm in the middle of, either for various reasons, whether I don't want to buy the physical books, I would rather check them out from the library, or whatever have you. So I'm just excited. I'm reading a lot. Like I said, I'm anticipating going back to work, and that will help me do a couple of my academic ventures. Family's doing good. Same old, same old. I don't really know. I'm gonna actually hop off camera really quickly and fill in my brows with my Wet n Wild Ultimate Brow Kit. I do my brows very simply. I draw a line under, I draw a line up top, and I fill them in, brush them up, bada bing, bada boom. I don't do a brow tutorial because I don't think my brows are extravagant, and I feel like there are so many other people whose brows are actually halfway popping and not mine. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. Okay, so now that all that stuff is done, I'm ready to work on my eyes, and I have still been eyeing that Melt palette with the skull, with the blues and the reds and the black and stuff. So I decided to reach for my Dragon Child palette from Makeup Monsters, and lo and behold, it has blues, reds, it even has some purples and a green in here. So I feel like this gives me the same kind of feel that palette did, but I already have it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and prime my eyes, and I think this primer is done. I could barely get this product out, so we're gonna go ahead and call my Smashbox primer done, which I'm happy about. It's 1 primer down and a couple more to go. So okay, my eyes are nice and primed, and like I said, this is the palette that I'm going to be working with. They don't have this palette anymore on Makeup Monsters website, or not Makeup Monsters, they're now Menagerie Cosmetics, I'm sorry, but they do have the singles available. So if there's one particular single that you're really interested, you can get it, and I will attempt to link down below. But I think I'm gonna do something, we'll see what happens. Okay, let me get some brushes. All right, so I think I'm gonna start small, and then we're gonna get bigger. I think what I want to do first is go into Mother Dragon, which looks to be the cooler of the 2 reds, more of a burgundy than a red really, and we're gonna pack her on my outer V. So I had thought of another topic. Oh, today. So today I called myself waking up, doing my reading like always, and then preparing to go for my run. And today is Wednesday, so that means today in my workout schedule, it is my longest run day. So I call myself prepping for my run. Come to find out, today in my area, it is 90 degrees. 90 degrees. When I tell you I was pissed. I do not like this Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I was so mad. But I still went out and ran. I didn't do my normal length. I usually wind up running around 8.5 to 9 miles on Wednesdays, but honestly, I just couldn't. I had already dressed up or gotten dressed, and I was in a long pants, like sweatpants, in 90-degree weather, and I trying to calm myself running 9 miles, and I hadn't eaten because that's how I like to run. I like to run on no food on my stomach. Child, what? It was a mess, an actual mess. I don't know how I got through it, but your girl got through it somehow, and we're still surprised because I truly don't know how I lasted. I don't know. I really don't. But now I actually really like that. I do. I don't know what I want to do next. I think what I want to do next is go into warmth, and we're gonna put that, I think, on the outer V to blend out that section. But yeah, child, today's run was a mess, an actual mess. And because of everything that's going on with the coronavirus, when I run, I have to make sure that I avoid the person. And there's always a walker that is fixed to be had if they have to leave the sidewalk. So I always have to heave myself half dying off the sidewalk so that the walker, it's always a mess. It's always just a mess. And I can't wait till my gym opens up again so I can take my body back into that gym and I don't have to stress over, at least not running away from person. I'll have to like wipe down the gym and stuff, but I was doing that prior to all this, so that's not going to be anything new for me, at least. But I'm just like, I'm over avoiding people and making sure that I don't touch them and they don't touch me. I'm just over it. I really am. I think now I'm gonna go into Myth or Legend, I'm sorry. And that's going to be my middle shade. But yeah, today was a mess. An actual mess. But for better or for worse, I got through it. I did my run. I did not stop. And I'm happy about that. I'm still working on my time. But I think that there are a lot of variables in that I'm not accepting right now, such as in my neighborhood, there are an obscene amount of hills. And when I have to do my testing, I won't be running on a hill. So it'll be different, etc., etc. So I'm hoping that even though right now I'm not where I want to be or I should be, by the time I need to be there, I'll get there. Actually, no, that's the wrong shade. I don't want that shade. And then next what I'm going to do is go into Sleeping Dragon, which is this green. And that's going to be my inner blend out shade. Yeah. What? So I need a really fluffy brush just to get the edges, because all the edges are very sharp. So I have no product on this brush, and I'm just going to hopefully fluff out these edges a little bit better because they're a little stark. I'm not overly satisfied with that, so let us see what we're gonna do. Oh, yes. I'm gonna take a more refined blending brush, and I'm just gonna go through that same process I just did with each shade. And hopefully, because this has a little bit better of a shape, I can get the results that I want. I'm liking this better, a lot better. So I would recommend just straight off the bat for you guys, just going in with the brush that's a little bit more like this. This one happens to be my Sigma E36, but there are a lot of them out there. Morphe has one. I have the Morphe one. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. And yeah, now the only thing that I'm going to do just to make sure that my whole crease kind of flows the way I want is I'm just going to take the brush that I had the red in, and I'm just going to blend that one more time just to make sure everything's the way I want. I'm actually going to take a little bit more of that red and just bring it a little bit further in. And there we go. Okay, so right now it's looking really cool, I think. And there are only two options in here, and I prefer this one up here. So we're gonna go with Lucky and stamp her all over my lid. I do have some fallout, but I will just personally deal with that in a little bit. Okay, actually, let's... I think this is looking awesome. I can't decide if I want to add some black on my outer V or not. I think I'm gonna add a little bit of black, just a little bit. And it's not even really a black, it's smoke 'em out. I think it's more of a gray. Oh no, I might have ruined it. I ruined it. Oh, I ruined it. Okay, hold on. I gotta fix this, because that was trash. I don't like that shade. Oh no. Darn it. It's okay. I'm gonna figure a way to get over that, because that, nope, no. I do not like that. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is actually hop off camera. I didn't expect my look to be this complex, and I'm just gonna finish up this eye and do this eye, so I will be back. Alrighty, so first thing, before I give you a real detailed look at this look right here, we're gonna just go ahead and admit the fact that my wings are distant cousins, like those cousins that only talk once a year but really don't talk about nothing, so, and don't get along at all. Okay, let's look at my look. So I went ahead and finished up the rest of my face while I was off camera, because I needed some time to admit that these wings were just trash, but I needed to really cover up that tragic attempt to deepen up my outer V with that gray in that palette. Did not like it at all. And then this one went back to my normal technique. So anyways, on my cheeks, I did shop my stash again, and I used my Flamingo matte eyeshadow from Me Glow. I've been using this now the second time as a blush, and I really like it. I really think that it gives you a really nice flush look. Inner corner. My inner corner is actually a cream product. I used one of my Stila Glitter and Glows. This one is in Yellow Tails. This was like the white iridescent line, and this one is the yellow. So as you can see, maybe possibly this gives off a yellow tinge to it. My blush highlighter and all that, my highlighter is from my Beauty Bakery blush palette. I didn't shop my stash for a highlighter, my bad. And then for my lipstick, I went ahead and used MAC's Consensual. I figured I would down it down since everything else is a bit out there. But that's it. That's my shop my stash for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will be trying to do shop my stashes at least once a week this month. We'll see how it goes. Nobody knows. And I think